Okay, I hope the sound and everything works well this time. I didn't go back and watch the last video on my channel, but on my computer, yeah, it got all messed up and out of sync. But sometimes it'll be messed up on my computer, not on the channel, so I don't know. But I'm assuming. So I hope this one works well. Yeah, it's 5:46 a.m. Friday, December 1st. God, it's just like this whole week. Has it been over a week now? I don't know. Just tossing and turning. I'll fall asleep at like, 8, whatever. Nothing out of the ordinary, regular, but I'm tossing and turning, waking up sweaty. Yeah, just a lot coming in, burn off, and well, I took like a half a dropper full of some milk thistle tincture, organic good stuff that I got at the health food store. And that's a liver cleanse, so it could have to do with that, but I just think there's just, I don't know. Anyway, I came across this time of the universe that's, between 4:24, something like that, and 5:12 a.m. I was doing some research, and let me see if I can find that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some stuff, and then I'm going to show some cards, and I'll put the link of the video that I was watching as I was flipping cards. It's very interesting how as soon as she starts talking about Thoth, the first card that flips out is the Alchemy card, the Temperance card. So let me see if I can just find the specifically that time of the universe. Specific time of the morning, which is very interesting because it's like, well, I've been waking up like at midnight. I'm like, what? I've only slept if I slept, I don't know, 4 hours? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but yeah, it's the time of the universe, like when it, created itself, basically, when it came into existence, I should say. So, okay, so now Thoth, or Mercury, or Hermes. Okay, now Nabu is the ancient Assyrian or Sumerian or Babylonian, I believe is the most ancient. The Akkadian, okay, Nabu or Nebu, kind of like Bennu, Nebu, Bennu. Yeah, if you rearrange it, Nebu, N-E-B, yeah, sounds like Bennu. Okay, so Nabu or Nebu is Thoth. Okay, so he's the god of scribes, so literature and all the same things as Mercury, Hermes, Thoth. Okay, so that's Nabu, and interesting how Thoth is associated with, is it Thoth? Yeah, either, I think it's an ibis, the bird head, or the baboon. And baboon, Nabu, sounds, kind of similar. So that's Nabu, N-A-B-U. And that's the ancient Assyrian, like I said, or Akkadian, ancient Mesopotamian patron god of literacy, the rational arts, scribes, and wisdom. Rational arts, so that would be like philosophy, logic, stuff like that. Left brain type. So I just wanted to speak a little bit more about him because the card that flipped out okay, so the deck that I'm using has a lot of the, okay, so all kinds of stuff came out. Parsival came out, and he's kind of like, you could relate him to kind of like where they got the Indiana Jones character, the one who's searching for the Holy Grail. Okay, that's Parsival or Percival. So Parsival came out. He represents the Prince of Cups. So the Knight of Love in this deck. Okay, so I just wanted to mention him. So Percival came up. Isis came up. We don't need to go into her. That's pretty common. Kali came up. Divine Mother. Everyone knows her. Brahma. And what was the other one? Oh, Odin. And Odin is just basically, he's like the ancient, High German, Old Norse legend. Okay, these are the more Germanic Knights of the Round Table, blah, 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 with Parsival. And then with Odin, he's kind of the one responsible for the runic language, okay, the ancient German language, okay, so that's Odin. So God is like, it's funny because I get all the things that are like related to creation. So language is very important. So as far as manifesting in creation, so God's been giving me a lot of information about that lately. And with all the lions and stuff, very interesting that Kali, her Vahana, V-A-H-A-N-A, Vahana, and Ana, okay, if you think that's descending, and then you're on the earth, N, and then you go back up, A, so A-N-A. N is like a Z, like a lightning bolt, okay? You zap your energy down into the earth, it gets absorbed into the earth, you manifest into form, and then you zap back up. That's what Ana. So Anael is the angel that does that. I know they say it's Uriel, but Uriel and Anael might be interchangeable. I believe it's Anael that took Enoch up to heaven when he ascended, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I read. But sometimes you'll get conflicting stories when it comes to that. We really gotta delve into the ancient Hebrew stuff to really get to the specifics, because things get lost in translation, and so. So the Vahana, the thing, Vahana literally means that which carries or that which pulls. Okay, so I think that's pulling your chariot or pulling you around. Okay, so her thing that she rides on is a lion. That's her Vahana. That's her chariot. The thing that she gets around on is a lion. Okay, the Divine Mother and lion. Yeah, the Lyrians, very closely related there. And of course, she's responsible for birth and death. Alpha, Omega. Creation, destruction. And lion, okay, the Lyrians, they have very much have a lot to do with that. And then, okay, so we got Odin with the language, okay, and then we had the alchemy that flipped out when she was talking about Thoth. And then the Sun card and Isis. We have the Death card. We got just a lot of like shamanic, ancient, just the ancients showed up. So, and last night that was a personal like twin flame reading for myself, but a lot of good stuff like that I see here again. Some of the same cards. So, and I did that reading because I saw a couple cards that ended in 88, which is the year he's born, and I see them often because I think they're the people that work at like the restaurant down the street or whatever. So they're, it's pretty consistent that they're parked out there. So I saw them again. I'm like, oh yeah, that's. So I just said to myself, yeah, it's not a big deal because I see those all the time. Those people that probably work there. And as soon as I said that. This car goes by that's it's like a regular car, but it's a business car and has like the logo of the business and everything on the side of it. and it was like a pest control or whatever it was, but it just said Twin. Twin was the name of the business, not Twin something or other, just Twin. It was a pest control business, and it had like the little subtitle, subheading, hard copy, whatever, subtext, yeah. And it just said Twin, all capital letters, TWIN, right on this door. So right as I'm thinking, oh yeah, I know that's like, oh, the 88 again. I'm like, yeah, but that's insignificant. My left brain's like, yeah, but you see it all the time. They're always there. As soon as I had that thought, that goes by. It says Twin. So I'm breaking up leaves and stuff. Another union paper. Okay, so the first one I got, because they're trying to sell newspapers. I heard the kids, they're running around knocking on doors. And anyway, boys with their paper routes and stuff. Kids trying to make some money. Hey, got to give it to them. Little entrepreneurs. Just like how I was. So, they left a newspaper. I don't answer doors, whatever. So when I went out there, it's on my porch and it's upright like a column. All nice and dry and on the porch and upright like a column. And then the one I found the other day, yesterday after I went by, I saw the 88, 2 different license plates that ended in 88, but they're parked in the businesses at normal. Okay. So then I saw the Twin car. I'm like, okay, it is significant. Because I was like, because the name of the paper here is Union. And I was getting like column synchronicities. And so for it to be upright in a column, because it's rolled up, So I was like, that's weird that it was upright, because I have to reach over like this. It's a little like baby gate, but whatever. But for whatever reason, everything's metaphysical. So it's a union paper. It's upright. It's nice, stiff, healthy, thick, dry paper. Okay. Then the other one I find after I see the 288s and the Twin, the business name Twin. They gave me another union paper yesterday, because this was the other one was like the first one was a few days ago or whatever. But this one was yesterday, and it's laying in the bushes like, on its side and like kind of wet and dirty. So I'm thinking like, with some of the cards that I got for the Divine Masculine last night, I'm like, yeah, they're kind of dabbling in some dirt and getting hurt or whatever. Some dirt being purged. They roughen it. We'll just put it like that. We'll just say the effed up twin, the one that's not engaging in love and higher learning and stuff. They roughing it. They roughing it right now. They roughing it. Rough. Meow, right? We meowing over here, leering, manifesting. Anyway, fighting off them demons, them daemons, them amons last night. Oh, that's the same little stupid little monkey, dog, rabbit, alligator, whatever. Anyway, always like just annoying you, dancing in your face, and saying stupid, inappropriate. This is like the same, familiar spirits. It's in the bloodline. They know who you are and who you're related to, and you start identifying these spirits by their behavior and what they look like and stuff. You're like, oh yeah, it is. People don't just make up these demons, and they have names and they have characteristics and certain things they manifest into for no reason. It's written down for a reason. It's because generation after generation, these spirits know we're children of God, and so whether they're good or evil, they know who we are, and they like to help or interfere depending on if they're benevolent or malevolent. But there's always a lot. You're engaging, talking to the ancestors. It's a lot. It's like how famous people must feel, like overwhelmed dealing with so many people all the time. It's like that's how like shamans are, but we dealing with dead people. We're living, but maybe not in our physical reality. So okay, I'm gonna share some cards now. Let's see, did I cover all the Brahma? So Brahma is part of the triumnate Let me just make sure I'm saying that right. Oh, and interestingly enough, so Percival is associated with, or Percival, Percival's son is Lohengrin, the Knight of the Swan, okay? And I was just watching a video where they listed all these star systems that we are associated with, and I went, whoa, 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 all of them, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, whoa, because it matched up with the ones that I've had communications with, and the only one that I didn't recognize was Cygnus. Cygnus, okay. So that has to do with the Northern Cross, okay. Cygnus is the constellation. Let's see. So the gods were so touched by Cygnus' devotion to his brother that they turned him into a swan and placed him amongst the stars. So, and it's right next to Lyran. I believe, is that what it said? I'm talking about giving birth to Gemini. Okay, and the full moon's going to be in Gemini on the 3rd. And the twin stuff coming in, so that's why I'm doing this and sharing it, because so much. I was trying to... So the Wikipedia with the Cygnus... Okay, so Cygnus... This is like, that's the Alpha, Omega, the cross. So I was like, oh, actually I did. Well, Jesus, hello. But I did have... Oh, that's interesting. In Ovid's Metamorphosis, there are 3 people named Cygnus. Ovid is like Evo backwards, my twin's name. Oh, I'm talking about the 12 labors of Hercules. So anyway, so Cygnus, okay. It's the Northern Cross. Or it contains the Northern Cross within the constellation Cygnus. And lots of number synchronicities. But when the dream, I was like, okay, wait, I did, oh, this is the one. Okay. So in Hinduism, the period of time of the Muhurta, okay? Muhurta, Muhurta, So that's Hindi for a period of, that's the name for the period of time that lasts from 4:24 a.m. to 5:12 a.m. This is called Brahma Muhurta, translating to the moment of the universe. And the star system in correlation is Cygnus. Okay, Brahma came up, so there's another one, right? Parzival is associated with the swan, Cygnus, Brahma. Okay, it's all connected here. Oh, and the Holy Grail. Last night, the Ace of Cups flipped out for my reading. And when that happened, the Nine of Cups was on the bottom. And the Nine of Pentacles on the top. And I think that happened again, yeah, when one of these cards flipped out, the Nine of Cups was on the bottom, Nine of Pentacles on the top. So a lot of the 99... oh, and I got all kinds of 3s on my side. The Empress, and anyway, but I'll just share the ones I did today. So Brahma is the Trinity, the original Trinity. Okay, so in Hinduism, it's the triumvirate. Is that what it's called? Anyway, I can't find it now, but I think it's the triumvirate or whatever it's called. But it's the Trinity Godhead, Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva. So Brahma is like Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Libra. right? Are those the cardinal signs? So that would be like Brahma, the cardinal signs. Okay, then Vishnu would be that's the one that maintains and sustains. So those would be the fixed signs, the ones that come after, that anchor and hold, maintain the energy of the cardinal. Okay, and then the last 4 signs, the mutable signs, that would be Shiva, that would be destruction. Okay, to make way for the new energy coming in, the new cardinal sign. So that's Brahma, our cardinal signs, the 4 cardinal signs, and then Vishnu are the 4 fixed signs that hold and anchor and maintain the energy of those cardinal signs, and then the last 4 would be the mutable signs that are associated with the destruction, with Shiva, making way for the new cardinal sign to come in. Okay, so now we're gonna share some cards. Speaking of cardinals, okay. Let me just make sure, did I get... And then Kali, of course, always you see the red and white, black and gold, because that represents the sun, the earth, the spirit, and the flesh. The earth is the black matter, okay? Black matter is the same as white light. It's just in a different form. So white light is the father, the black matter is the mother, and the gold connects the gods. The gold is very superconductive. All okay. The white is the pure spirit. The red is the flesh, the blood. Okay, so the gold and the white would be the ethereal, and the red and the black, the matter, the flesh, the earth. That's the physical. So color combinations are very significant. So Cygnus. Oh, I didn't finish telling the dream because I found that little part about the time, 4:24 to 5:12 a.m. Yeah, I was born at 3:24 a.m. on my birthday. Interesting. So yeah, they call it the witching hour and different stuff anyway, but in Hinduism, it's called the moment of the universe. And so if you wake up at that time, makes sense, because, you know. So in the dream, this was a while back, and I shared it in a video a long time ago anyway, but since I have my channel, but it was the only, besides like having, you know, Jesus coming to me in dreams and all that, but like as far as the constellation, the people of that constellation, Cygnus, like as far as like real like communication, office work type, you know what I mean, like mission work. I was just like in an office, like you're waiting in a lobby at the emergency room or welfare office or whatever, you know, and just a doctor's office, and you go up to the window. And so I went up to the little, you know, desk up there, and she tapped on the piece of paper, and it said Alpha and Omega on it. And I'm like, yeah, I know Alpha and Omega. And then she tapped on it again to show me more, look closer, and it said Gem Oracle, or Gem Oracle deck. I think it just said Gem Oracle. I just remember it said Gem Oracle. That's the first deck that I got, and, you know, magic happened, and so it inspired me to, God was like, okay, it's time to start your channel and start, you know, this is how we're starting it off. I don't know how it's going to end up, but this is where it starts. And so, yeah, so Alpha, Omega, that was Cygnus. And if you think signature, and she was like tapping on a piece of paper, like where you need to put your signature, Alpha, Omega, beginning, end. Okay, and then we have Kali came up here, and everything. So, and Brahma, and so, and the Sun card. So let's get into it. Why don't we? So, let me minimize this. Alright, so these I'll try to remember how they all flipped out and everything. Sorry about that. So the first one that flipped out was, like I said, the alchemy, which is the temperance, which is card number 14. And right when she was talking about Thoth, and I'll put the link to that video down below. So, alchemy, balance, purification, aligning with earth, aligning with God, your higher self, your true self, your heart-centered self. Balance, centered, not polarized, not being pulled left, right. This is right. This is where God is. Center. The green esteem of God. The emerald, misty emerald, you know, rainbow, likened into an emerald. The throne room. That's where you want to be. Aligned with your creator. It's all about that inner work. Okay, you have all the tools inside you, all the processes, mechanisms, everything. God gave it to you. You don't need to go seek it and find it anywhere. God gave you the tools. And I think the most important thing, it starts with the thought. Okay, so with the thought. Okay, sorry, you got a little silly. And I think Isis flipped out next. And this is Daughter of Swords in the South. So, okay, this is the Knave of Swords. This is what I always relate to Gemini. So it's very interesting. After all the cards flipped out, I was like, because I looked at the moons, I was like, man, what's going on with the moon? It's getting full, and what sign is it going to be in, and what day is the full moon? I know it's soon. So then it looks like a little staircase or a steeple, you know, connecting her to the sun, to heaven, to God. And so the Princess of Swords, that would be the Knave of Swords. That's like, okay, the Watcher. And I always look at it as Gemini energy, because the Watcher has information. You can use it for good or use it for evil. Okay, but we want to be right here, balanced in the center, not polarized. Okay, so we just interpret things as the situation as it is. And that was one of the Buddha wisdom cards that came out just last night. Just see things for how they are. Don't have any attachments. Actually, let me read it really quick. This was, I did a left brain, right brain reading. So this was the Kuan Yin. This is for the right brain. Let go of clinging. View your situation as a witness. Your inner strength grows. So that's how you balance out more. And, you know, it's all about this alchemy work, this inner alchemy, purifying, balancing. So you have to let go of, you know, the ego wants to hold on to stuff. Or stay away because it's afraid to make attachment. So letting go of expectations, attachment to outcome. Okay, that's clinginess, that's insecurity, that's victimhood, lack mentality. So just view things as how they are, like how God would see things. Just how the situation actually occurred, not your skewed version of things, which is what we always want to do, right? We want to minimize our part in everything, unless it was something good, right? And then we want to like exaggerate. Okay, that's all ego. That's what we're letting go of, because we want to be accurate, because that's where truth is, in the center. If we polarize it, now we're getting outside of truth. Now this came up for the left brain, and this has come up for the divine masculine, for the masculine side, for the masculine energy a few times. Why do what you will regret and bring sorrow upon yourself? Do only what you do not regret and fill yourself with grace. And it's interesting that word grace comes up for me. I'm not going to go into that, but those of you who know. But there's grace for you. And the Kuan Yin card, when it flew out or flipped over, whatever it did, it was either the bottom or the top card. Act according to the true nature of the circumstances. Remove any self-importance agenda. So doesn't that was the bottom card when this was the other Kuan Yin one, the one that I just read with the regret that was for the masculine from this deck. So the one about clinging, so that was the masculine, divine masculine one. This was the divine feminine one. That was on the bottom. Okay. And then that goes exactly perfectly with the one that flipped out, right? Let go of clinging. View your situation as a witness. Your inner strength grows. And this is act according to the true nature of the circumstances. Remove any self-importance agenda. Right? And then when that flipped out, so this was the top card when that, and it says grace in the masculine one. That flipped out, and this was the top card for the feminine one when the feminine card flipped out. It says grace. So the loving kindness you show to others returns to you as grace. And that's what I just keep asking God for, praying for more and more grace, more and more grace. It helps you get through things without getting all angry or anxiety ridden and fearful and all that. Just more and more and more and more and more grace so that you can handle things more beautifully, right? And not falling apart and being a mess and all sloppy and, right? That's not how we be. That's when we're getting into doing and not being. So that was a Kuan Yin deck and divine masculine. Oh, let's read the top and bottom for when the divine masculine flipped out. This was the bottom. Let the ultimate truth be your soul food. Gather nothing, store nothing. It's all about truth, people. And alchemy, temperance, being centered in your masculine and feminine, left, right. You want to be in your heart. Not your root, not your crown. Be in your heart. Then you can access any center, any energy center instantly, but you have to stay in your heart, just like getting back to the center baseline when you're playing tennis. Okay, so that was the bottom one. The top one, resist the temptation of pleasure and the desire to hurt. You are a free person. So we only do those things when we don't feel we're free. When we know we're free to do everything, then we actually become more picky about our food, the people we choose to be around, the things we ingest, whether it's information, whatever it is. It's all energy. So when we realize we're free, we don't have to act out. Right? That's only someone who feels like they're an animal locked in a cage, you're going to act out. When we realize that we're free and it's not locked and you can just open the cage door and walk out, then there's peace that comes with that. And we release the need to act out, because that's only when we feel constricted. When we're aware of our omniscience and how expansive we are, there's nothing, we realize there's nothing opposing us, and then we don't have to oppose and push back, okay? We just keep expanding and radiating outward, like those ripples, okay, your little pebble, and then just ripple, 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 ripple outward. But you can only expand in your energy when you're centered and balanced, and that comes from being in your heart. So those were the Buddha cards that came up last night, but I want to share the angel card. So this is the tarot deck. I'm using the Heindel. And So now the angel card that flipped out, and I shuffled regular style and all that. And then tarot style. So this flipped over. And what was on the bottom was Hanael with hope. And Grace was right behind it. Both have a dove. Okay, so we have Gabriel with Grace. Hanael was on the bottom with hope. And she already showed herself when I was shuffling with integrity, with the Libra scale. And then what was on top was surrender. Tzafkiel. Or Tzafkiel. Okay. See, it's just surrendering to God's golden light. Just surrender. See the heart, the star in the heart? God put that inside you before you even came into form. So you're not missing anything. You are whole, complete, and perfect. It's just remembering that and aligning with that. It's all just about aligning with truth. Just like Jesus said, if you align with truth, you align with me. It's all about truth. That's all it's about. Centered. Christ consciousness, heart-centered, being balanced. So this is the one that flipped over. And of course, and doesn't that go with surrender and then hope? Trust so you don't rust. And it's like Rus in the middle, Rus or Raz, and then there's T bordered by Christ consciousness. So trust, and this is Mount Everest, Eber, okay, and Uriel, hello, she's been talking lately. So let me just read from it, the book really quick. So that's Uriel. I believe that's the ruby. Okay, so and that goes with the whole twin flame thing, because that angel is the angel of divine companionship. The divine companion. Uriel. Trust. And see how they have it with like two ankhs, and a crucifix or a cross is just a more contemporary version of the ankh. So disappointment often takes us to a state in life wherein the erosion of our faith in self, others, or the source occurs. Oh, never. And I don't put faith in self or others. I only put faith in source. And I've had wavering faith in the past, but that's one thing that doesn't waver with me anymore, ever, is my faith in source. And that's the only thing I have faith in. So your faith wavers, I think, when you're not putting it in the right place. So once you put your faith in source and source alone, your creator, God, the Most High, the one of love, which is truth, then you'll notice your faith won't waver. It's only when it's put in the wrong place that it wavers, and rightly so. So Uriel is gently reminding you to practice belief, faith, and trust, for they are the three concomitants of love. It's like Brahma, the three triumnates. Okay, so for they are the three commitments of love. Simply say a gentle prayer to Uriel, to the source, asking to develop the muscle of trust, and to take away the fever of the untrust. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to read it, because it said fever. And then it's all about Mount Everest, because Ever is Eber, which is my bloodline. And then it says, take away the fever of the untrust. So maybe that's why I had a fever several days ago. Because there was something I wasn't trusting, and then the trust card comes up. Hello. Just like the soaring summits of wonderful, trusting Everest, you will once more spring forward with joy in your step. You may always trust the angels, for they love for the sake of love. That's why you can always trust them, because they just love because they want to love. It's not conditional. It's not contingent on anything. That's why they can constantly love you. Chant Ha through your heart chakra. Hello. To stimulate heart tingles and a resurgence of trusting fibers to fill your life. And literally, truly, physically, that will happen. As above, so below. So it takes form and spirit and the thought and the emotion of it, the desire to have it, and then it comes into form. So you literally are building, okay, neural pathways, restoring, okay, so literally, physically, anatomically, you are creating neural pathways. It has physical, tangible flesh and veins and whatever. So, okay, so pathways for your, because if you don't have the proper, you want the information from God to come in. So you have to have the proper channels open. The highway's got to be open and clear for that information to come in. So that's what being in your heart space does, is it allows for that to come in. All right, so let's show some of these cards here. Now, so I showed, okay, so Isis, and that came out already. And then we got the Hanged Man. And see, here's the trident here. And I believe that represents I believe that's Neptune. I didn't look up the runes on here, but if you know runes, that kind of looks like a T-square or an arrow, right? But this is the Hangman, and that's the trident, and I believe that represents Neptune. Okay, so dreaming, okay, stasis, so surrendering to God's will so we can gain the perspective needed to continue on our path. It's like a point of remembering, okay, it's a little break. Just gain some perspective. You kind of don't really have a choice. Sometimes you just gotta rest and do thinking and meditate. And this is major arcana, so it's God kind of forcing it. Isolating you, taking your job away, making you broke, you know, making you face whatever it's, you know. It could feel good, it could feel bad. It's just God making sure you see what He wants you to see. That's all it is. So it's a change in perspective to gain, to remember, gain something useful, remember something useful to help you along on your path, your journey back home to God. It starts with self. You have to journey back to the self first. You got to remember yourself. If you want to know who you are and where you come from, it leads back to God, right? So once we start, it's just like someone who's adopted. They don't even know what they're going to discover, but they want to know things. They just need to know. We have this innate mechanism to know our origins. So let's see. I believe what came out next was, because I was talking about how, yeah, Satan, Saturn rules everything and blah, blah, blah. And then I think this is the one that came out right as I was thinking that. Five of Swords. So that's defeat, just did wrong. Someone did you dirty. So fives, right? Change, obstacles, opportunities for growth, though. You know, gotta hand it to you, Satan. He's doing his job, right? You think the good angels want to do? Someone's got to be the bad guy, I guess. So Lucifer, you know, he was destined for that role. But when that flipped out, because I was like, yeah, you're going to be defeated. You're going to be defeated, Satan. And he knows it. So when that flipped out, I was like looking at the imagery in this card of what this little it just looks like a bunch of underworld, like nasty little creatures like that were invading my dream space last night, but just, just all this underworld nasty muck trying to come up and infect Mother and the waters and the earth and just causing strife constantly. But when that flew out and I saw, oh yeah, you will be defeated, Satan, and this was on the bottom. 9 of Cups, so that's power of prayer, you talking to God, prayers being answered, wishes granted. So this is the power of prayer. This is you talking to God, 9 of Cups. Ask for it in my name and you shall receive it. You ask for it in someone else's name, not gonna get it, not gonna happen. So that 5 of Swords flipped out, that was on the bottom, this was on the top, and that's why I pulled these cards, because there was a 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles again. So not only will Satan be defeated, but our promises will be, fulfilled, granted. And this is material gain, so 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, it doesn't really get any better than that. Those are real good 9s, and I've been seeing a lot of 99 and 999 and 99.99 and 999.99 like on prices and everything. So, and that has some significance as far as like the years and some other, I don't know. Somebody was talking about 99s and something else that it meant, but I think they were talking about the Book of Enoch, or I can't remember. But and then there's Job 9:9, right? Something like that. Is it Job 9:9? Is that where they talk about the Pleiades or something? Anyway. So, even a hairy, scary 5 of Swords, it all ends up really good. So, 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles, everything you get, that's like heaven, okay? That's all the promises of God. You're just so full and abundant. You're just a big fat goose. You want for nothing. That's the 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. And it's everything that's good. It's nothing that's going to harm you. It's not sloth and gluttony. It's defeating that. So it's being able to have all this, the luxury of God, with none of the infection and distortion and interference of the one who wants to polarize everything and get you distracted and focused on the wrong thing. The one who rebels and opposes God. It doesn't matter if it's Satan or a little minion of whatever. Anything that opposes God. It's inherent that it will be destroyed, defeated, okay? Let's see what came out next. I think... Okay, so when the sun flipped out, I think that came out after Isis. I'm not sure. So this might have been the 3rd card. So here's Leo again. There's Lion, Liren. Because the sun card, the sun rules Leo. Hello, Red Rose. And they have a Hebrew letter and a rune, and usually a astrological sign on there too. So that has the symbol for the sun, and then the rune and the Hebrew letters here, and the rune is here. I'm not going to look up every little thing, but and then there's the sign for the sun and the circle with the dot in the middle, just like Target. What's your target? The sun. To ascend back home through the light of the Father. Because Mother said that's the way. I don't care what I look like, my hair, whatever. Whatever. So when the sun came out, I pulled these because this was on the bottom, Two of Pentacles, Harmony, and I've been getting these stripes thing, and I'll tell you what, the lion, okay, the tiger, all these stripes, lions, lirons, lines, because the lines go this way, and they go this way, and they weave them together, and it creates a cloth. Now you have texture to create form, and terra-form, the earth. That's why lions, the feline race, are so coming together, this partnership to create form, bringing spirit into form. Matter, the elements, okay, with the breath of life. That's why Lion of God. That's why everything's so much Lion of God. Lion of God. Because the Lyrans are so important. So the Two of Pentacles is material, physical, tangible union, okay, partnership of the self as well. The alchemy of the self, left and right hemispheres of the brain, masculine, feminine, fire, water, ether, earther. So this is harmony. This is what it's all about, harmony and balance. This is our true, pure form. When we are in harmony with God, with our own body, with our temple, with the earth. So that was on the bottom, and this was on the top, and that's why I pulled them, the Lover's card. Okay, so the sun flipped out, Two of Pentacles was on the bottom, Lover's card was on the top. Oh yeah, it also has the Chinese hexagram too, so I like decks that have a lot of different things you can pull from, because it keeps it, and especially the artwork too, a lot of different things you can pull from. So there's another, again, red rose, okay. So here's Lovers, Alchemy, Gemini, again, okay, Gemini energy. Lover's card came out last night too. I was using a different deck, and Lover's card came out. And so did the Two of Cups, so a lot of the same cards. And that's why I had to share it, because I'm like, okay, I can't keep this for myself. So here's Gemini, the twins right there. That was on the top, Two of Pentacles on the bottom. So that's physical, tangible, okay, union, ascension, the sun, okay, God that connects us to ourselves, each other, and the earth. Now, I was really getting divine masculine energy for these, because so Parzival and the hunt for the Holy Grail, okay, like the divine masculine, the left brain is searching for his right brain, his counterpart, the feminine. Okay, this is happening within. As within, so without, as above, so below, so it's happening. This is happening. So these all three came out together in one chunk, flew out. So the Holy Grail represents the love of God. So that's Parzival searching for the Holy Grail. Here's the Ace of Wands. This is the holy fire, okay, that lights the path, burns up any impurities. This is brand new beginning, clean slate. It can be Holy Spirit, Ruach HaKodesh. It could be Archangel Gabriel, okay, and then the Ten of Cups. So it's like the next thing after the Ten of Cups would be the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, which is what exactly he's searching for, okay? And he's got the Holy Fire, the Ace of Fire, and he's got the Ten of Cups. Now he just needs the Ace of Cups. So now he has perfect fire, perfect water, then you have the perfect green esteem of God, perfectly balanced, okay? That masculine and feminine, we need to balance it. Earth is the anchor in which we do that, using the elements, alchemy, balancing. So It's like the masculine's got all the fire happening. It's just like one more little step, one more little leap of faith to that Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail, believing, having faith, trusting that it's there for you. Okay, so just looking at the imagery to see if... Oh, and I was saying the balance of fire and water, and look how, see how it's like in a little clamshell that represents the feminine, and there's water there, and see when you balance the water with the fire, you get life. See how these little tiny little things are sprouting up? Little seedlings. Left brain, right brain. We want to be right here. Cool blue baby. Archangel Michael, perfect reflection of God. The green esteem. He's the mirror. That's why he's blue and silver, because he's the mirror of God. That's also Syrian, and okay, we won't get all into all of this. So here's and then we'll do the last one that flipped out. And I think that happened last night too, and let me know, okay, we're done. It was a death card, I think was, or did I keep going? I can't remember, but, so these four all flipped out together. And the Nine of Wands power kept showing itself, and then here's, but it didn't flip out or anything, but it was doing that last night too. Nine of Wands, but I think it was a different deck, so I can't remember what it said on that one. But anyway, so this is this is Seven of Wands, courage. Okay, so that's throat chakra, that's speaking your truth. Then we have the Mother of Wands, that's Kali. Okay, and here's the cosmic egg coming out of her. Okay, she's giving birth to the world. Oh, and Nabu, okay, the Akkadian or ancient Syrian, what Thoth and Hermes, Mercury, and everything was based on. He's associated with the moon god Sin, I believe, unless I was just reading that about a moon. No, I think it's Abu. Nabu is associated with the moon god Sin. Okay, so you got the moon. She has a trident, okay, of course, because this is the Trinity. Anchoring the Trinity. That's just what the cross and the Ankh is. That's all you're doing. The two things on the side, the testes or the ovaries, that's the feminine. That's why she's the 2 and the 4, the 13 and the 4. And the 2 is the building, the partnership. 2 of Pentacles. Lover's card, twins, twin elements that go together. Alchemy, temperance. And then the Ace of Wands, of course. 10 of Cups, Ace of Wands. So, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Lots of good cards. So anyway, courage, okay? The courage to give birth to the things that you need to create in your life and to destroy the things that you need to let go of. And all this has to happen without clinginess, without attachment, because heart-centered consciousness does not attach. That's ego. That's when you're outside of your heart. There's you, little baby. All right. She looks scary because she's powerful. Power can be scary, right? God can be scary. Divine womb can be scary because it's very powerful, it's very strong. It contains all. So, Allah. Okay, foot, leg. We're almost done here. All right, so Kali, Brahma, and the Father of Cups in the north. So the King of Cups. This is Odin. Okay, responsible for the runic language. Father of old ancient German, Norse legend, Odin. Legend, right? The legend. Legend, right? Where you come from. The genes, the legend. So we had Kali, the Father of Cups in the north. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, which is the King of Cups. So we have Odin, Kali, Brahma. Brahma is part of the triumvirate, like I said, with Shiva and Vishnu. So that's just very much creation and how important language is in creation, okay? Because Odin is talking about the language, okay? The ancient German language, responsible for that. He's okay, so it's kind of like Thoth in a way, okay? And then Brahma, the Trinity, creation, okay? Creation, destruction, Alpha, Omega. So this is all creation, destruction, the process of, you know, the changing over of the seasons, bringing spirit into form through the word. How powerful the word is. Trinity, right? Godhead, 3. Trident, okay, the Trinity. 2 is the feminine, 1 is the masculine. Together you get the Trinity. The feminine is 2, the masculine is 1. Together we get 3. We have perfect. Now we have the first shape. Because 1 is just a point, and 2 is just 2 lines. You have to have 3 to make the first shape, which is a triangle. To start creating any kind of form. So tetrahedron, I think is what it's called. The 3, it's like a pyramid, okay? That's the first shape that you need to create any form, and everything expands from there. So language is very important. Odin, okay? Trinity, very important. Creating, using masculine and feminine energies. Through language, we create and destroy. She rides the lion, Liren. The words, Odin, creation, Trinity, okay? Very powerful. Those came out together, okay? So, or did Odin come out by himself in the 7 of, yeah, I think the courage 7 of wands was with, yeah, and you have to be very courageous and strong to, you know, and lion, I mean, that's why the Lyrans are so powerful. They, like, lion of God, terra-form the earth, because, I mean, just think of it, roar, right? And the feline, feminine. So, last one that flipped out was the death card. Phoenix rising, born again, the initiate, the shaman, prophet, saint, seers, visionaries. See those deep, intense eyes of the bird tribe. The bones, the fire, the bonfire, the bone fire. Okay, there's that bee. 2 mountains, the 13. The breasts, the bosom, the divine feminine. And that's card number 13. Okay, same thing. That represents Scorpio. See this texture? Gosh, that almost looks like in my dream. I saw like this. It's like a piece of cloth like hung on a line, but it wasn't hung on anything. It just went across, and it looked like rainbow iridescent crisscross, like a crisscross fries, you know, and all the little holes in between. You could see the thing on the other side. I'm still trying to figure out what that all was. It was very interesting visually. It was kind of looked like this, all like a cross, and then where you could, in the little holes, you could see, you know, all the stuff that was over, just that was right there, but this thing was dividing like a veil. Okay, and there was like all these little holes in it. It looked like woven liquid, like plasmic, but the holes stayed in place, but the rest of the, it's very interesting. Kind of look like oil stickers. If you remember those as a kid, they were like bubble stickers, and they had like oil in them, and you would like push on them, and they make like iridescent, make different colors. It's like back in the 80s. I was into stickers, so anyway. So yeah, it's just the color of this card. I was like, oh gosh, and the way that texture is too. It kind of looks like bird skin, or you know, dragon, bird, reptile. It's all the same skin. So that flipped out. Very interesting. That flipped out, right? And what was on the bottom? Probably the only other bird in the deck, maybe, but that looks like this. Kind of same pheasanty looking. Two of Cups. So there's 7 stars on each one too. And that's love. 2 of Cups. Look how whole and complete that looks, like too, like no breaks in that, in the Chinese hexagram there. So there you go. Twin flames. Okay, and then what was on the top? The Devil card, which is opposite of the Lover's card, but you have the Death card. So this is the thing that you're purified, right? The fire, the Ace of Wands. Your words have to be pure. Your intentions have to be pure. Balance the masculine, feminine. That's what a new beginning is. It can't just be fire. You have to... because what are you purifying? Fire has to purify something. It's consumable fire. It purifies your matter, your body, your temple. And this represents Saturn, Capricorn. I'm Capricorn. Having the wisdom of the underworld, the womb, the void, the things unknown, the things unseen, the things that are hidden, buried deep in the unconscious, cloaked, veiled. So this is facing those fears, facing those demons. As within, so without. They're inside you and they're outside of you. So by purifying, by being in as direct alignment with our source creator, God, the one of love, so it's the Most High, that's how we get balance and alchemize, because sun and moon, masculine, feminine, because we don't need to keep healing and facing stuff, and if we're doing it right and aligning with God, okay, ask for anything in my name and you shall receive it. If we're trying to do this without God, we're seeing how you're never going to heal, right? That's the only way I've been able to heal, is with God's help, you know. But he doesn't send out the beautiful angels to help you face your shit at first, right? Because those are the ones that dabble in darkness. They have to be dark in order to understand darkness, in order to help you with your darkness. And understand, okay, and the angels of light are of light, and they understand light, and they help you with your light. And it's just like we have to be in a physical body in order to be down here in this physical world, and so we have to eat physical food and so on and so forth, right? It's just the laws of physics, the laws of nature, natural and spiritual law. So the Devil card is never anything to be afraid of. That's just a mirror. That's self-examination. That's a dark mirror. Okay, because to be pure, you can't have anything lingering and hiding in your liver or kidneys. That's what I do. Milk thistle, tincture, flush. Because there's things hidden that are affecting you that you may not even be aware of. But a lot of people don't want to face their demons because it's not fun. It's not comfortable. It's not like, you know, having pizza and beer and watching a football game. This is actual work. This is that toss and turn and waking up drenched in sweat and, you know, babbling some incoherent stuff that God gave you some message, and you, right? This is the work. Facing your demons, man. And we want to run away because we're scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's all you. What is there to be afraid of? It only dissolves when you face it. Just like in my dreams when I'm dealing with demons and there's, you know, when you're just like, you know what, you're annoying me and I'm going to destroy you. Come here so I can rip your head off. Like, then they just, you see them dissolve and dissipate and they're nothing. It's nothing. It's just when you're like, God, you keep trying to avoid this thing, like, why won't the fuck leave me alone? And then every time in my dream when I'm like, you know what? No, I command the authority over that. I don't got to go anywhere and do anything. I'm going to just be and rest. Come here, I'm going to rip your head off and kill you. And then as soon as you embody that energy, the thing disappears. It deflates into a little doll that has no life, stops moving, doesn't, or what, you know what I mean? It's every time. Every single time, whenever you're having like bad dreams, you call them bad dreams or whatever, but I know what's happening. With me anyway. They're not necessarily dreams, so we'll just put it that way. But, yeah. You know, familiar spirits that are in bloodlines, like I said. You got the benevolence and the malevolence, and they know who you are, and they're yeah. So anyway, we have the Two of Cups with love on the bottom. And, you know, it's like God doesn't teach you these things because he doesn't love you. Because he loves you and knows how powerful you are, how wise you are, how beautiful you are. All these things good that he wants you to reveal. You're being cloaked and shrouded in this darkness that you are clinging onto and you don't want to release. But it's keeping you constricted so you can't grow. You know, see the third eye? You have the wisdom of truth, of good and evil. So don't squander it. Use it to your benefit. And it's nothing to be afraid of because it's only knowledge. That's all it is information. It's only information. It can't hurt you. There's no need to be ignorant out of fear. Release fear so that you can come into awareness and acquire that wisdom. Now you're no longer ignorant. Now nothing can touch you. If you have the awareness and the wisdom of the darkness, now it has no power over you. You realize how fake and phony and fraudulent it is. It has no power. It only has power if you give it power. See how powerful you are? So, there's nothing to fear there, because when that death card flipped out, Two of Cups was on the bottom. And that's love. Nothing can break the bond between you and your spirit, which is God. So nothing can come between you and God. But you have free will, right? So you can play around with the distortion all you want and think whatever you want, right? You have the free will to rebel against God. But this is always God. This, you and God always are in union. That's the perfect love affair. That's the perfect love, you and God, because it's an unbreakable bond. No matter how distorted things may seem at different points in your life, always remember to trust in God. Trust in the power that He put inside you. So we will leave it there. That is long enough. Yes, it is. Love, peace, and blessings.